Yeah, I'm just making a statement.
Oh, you did sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I was just going to do that for you. Okay, so here we go. So look at question 1. If M is what? Perpendicular to N. What does perpendicular mean?
90 degrees.
Woo! If it's 90 degrees, then solve for X. Okay, so let's draw out our picture. Where's 90 degrees? Well, this is 90 degrees, and essentially any of those are 90 degrees, right? I look at the 3x plus 9. Is 3x plus 9 equal to 90 degrees?
No.
Is 3x plus 9 by itself, like, is this angle 90 degrees? No.
We could do the algebra.
So, well, we're going to have to do the algebra, but we can't. If we say 3x plus 9 equals 90, is that correct?
No, because there's still that missing chunk.
Okay, there's still the missing chunk, but I learned something about when lines intersect. What kind of angles do I get? Does everybody see the vertical angles? Okay, so I know that you might not carry colored pencils. You might want to go to the dollar store and buy some. Does that make sense to everybody? So you can see these things. So, couple things. I know that vertical angles are congruent, and they come from intersecting lines. Beep, beep. So if this is x plus 21, up here is x plus 21. So it's not just this equals 90, it's this. What else? What do I have to do with this and this? Add them. So what kind of angles are added together to equal 90? What's that vocab word? Begins with a C. Yes. So angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90 degrees, complementary. So do we see now the geometry made a relationship to write an equation that now we can solve? There's a lot of stuff on the left. What are we going to do with all that junk on the left? Combine like terms, right? So I've got x plus 3x. That makes, yeah. I've got 21 plus 9. That makes 30. Is this an equation that's easy to solve? Yeah. Do you want to find your answer? Yeah, okay. Find the answer. Do we have answers? Yes. How many people have answers? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it not working? Here, I'll take that one. Wait. Okay. How many people have answers now? Woo! What's the answer? 15. Okay. So 15 is an answer that most kids like because it's a whole number, isn't it? Okay, if this answer was negative 15, it doesn't mean that it's wrong until we plug it back in and get a negative angle measure. Can you have negative angle measure? No. Okay. X isn't, unless an angle is labeled with just an X, X can be positive or negative. Okay, it's once you plug it in for its value. X can also be like a 0.5 or a 0.25. So do not get upset when your calculator gives you a mixed number or improper fraction. Take it farther and make sure you know what you really have. If you get even a repeating decimal, it might still be correct. That's why we have checks and balances, right? Here, I'm just going to leave this here on this desk. Oh, there it goes. Good. Okay, and then just really quickly, it says solve for X. So are we done? Just said solve for x. We're done, right? Okay, move on. So that's a scenario with complementary. Here we go. If the measure of angle DEF is 117, find the value of x. Cool. So I just want to find x. Find x. Okay. DEF. DEF. Wow, that's the whole angle, isn't it? Sometimes I put the 117 out here. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So how is this the same as the problem up above? Luca?
You combine like terms.
We're going to add those expressions. Are we equaling 90 though?
No, we're
No.
adding 117.
Our total is going to be 117. So this is just an angle sum theorem. A lot of times you might have linear pairs that would be 180 or supplementary. So let's just write the equation and make sure we can get through it. So 12x plus 1. So it's an expression for an entire angle. Plus angle number 2. 5x minus 3 equals 117. All right, go ahead and solve. And then I have one more statement to make about some notation in here. All right, go ahead and solve, and then I'll come back and tell you a little quick story. I'm back here to check on my peeps.
Well, this is the computer got my computer.
So did you see how you have parentheses in here?
I did it right.
They're going to eventually change.
You're still
They're not parentheses.
No, I'm not actually.
The reason why the parentheses are there is because it's not 12x, which is the thing. It's when I get my answer in, and multiply by 12, I'm going to get a number. And that number is it. So you just divide that parentheses come off, that every time you are solving an algebra.
I find so.
So if you need help on equations, I'll do that.
Oh. Well, how can we make it?
Yeah, I'm good advice.
2 weeks from today.
Okay. Sure.
You're a piece of
I know yours stood up when you saw it.
Okay, so then we'll figure it out, right?
I know yours stood
You
up.
can always have a few minutes before cross-country season. Just pop it forward. Hold the hand of the period. Like if you're.
I think I do, right?
Right? Sitting way back here is sometimes hard. Okay, how are we doing, folks? Did we get an answer?
Yeah.
So that's one. So what happened is do you see how you accidentally grabbed the parenthesis and got it? So, yep. So sometimes the decimals are good, sometimes they're not good. What'd you get? I'm just looking. Feel good? Feel good?
Doing good? Yes, I am doing good.
Okay,
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just looking at people's work to see if I can find anything that might cause a misconception.
Yeah, don't worry. We're all big brains. Yeah, Sophia's like a pretty short girl, but her brain is not short. Okay. You're welcome, Sophie.
Good. Awesome. You're good? Yeah. All right. Did you guys get x equals 7?
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. So x equals 7. Now, the reason why I just wanted to take a pause here really quick is what this kind of notation means in the picture. Focus? Yeah. Okay. Do you see how it says 12x plus 1 degree? There's parentheses there. That's because if they wrote 12x plus 1 degree, do you see how it's like 1 degree and this is something else? It's kind of what belongs with what. So those parentheses are there just to emphasize the fact that when this has a 7 put in here and we do 7 times 12 is 84 plus 1 is 85, the answer is 85 degrees. Okay? That's what those parentheses are for. You don't need to bring them into your problem. They do not mean multiplication. Okay? Good? All right. Moving on. Now, in the diagram below, the measure of angle EFB equals 8x plus 13, and the measure of CGH equals 10x minus 3. Determine the measure of DGH. Do we still have to find x?
No, actually, no, we don't.
How am I going to find DGH? Where's DGH? Let's find it. DGH. So I go to the G, but I want here, right?
So that's the D.
Okay. So don't I have to do something with these two? Do I have to solve for x?
Yeah.
But then do I have to go farther?
Yeah.
Yes. So you want to be really careful that when you read, you're like, DGH is not x. In fact, it is the supplement. I'll explain in a minute. Supplement, or it's supplementary to 10x minus 3. So not only do we need to find x, we need to find this angle and then subtract from 180. Does everybody see the rainbow? Right? These are a linear pair. It's bad. It's a big rainbow because I don't know. But now, what's this relationship? What do we got with the angles that we got?
They are
vertical.
Are they so
alternate exterior.
they're alternate exterior. So you could be like, hey, like they are vertical, but they're too far away from each other, right? But the lines are parallel, so vertical angles are congruent and alternate exteriors are congruent. So that means we don't want to add these angles. We want angle equal to angle because alternate exterior angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So whenever you're doing these things, reinforce your vocabulary. All right, here we go. Now, if you're planning, I'm going to write the 10x minus 3 first because that has more x's than 8x plus 13. This is not combining like terms, friends. What do we call this? Does anybody know? We got variables on both sides, right? So I look at the x's and I take away the x's first. So I take away the smaller. The reason why I take away the smaller is so I stay with positive x's. 10x minus 8x is 2x. And I planned that the x's would land on the left-hand side. Be careful. Is it a positive 13? Yep. So it's just 13. Another 2 step to solve. Now it's easy, right? Ooh, woohoo! It's 8. Answer is 8. I'm going to lunch. Should I stop? Should I go to lunch?
Yeah.
No. Is the problem done?
Lunch is in like 2 minutes.
I don't care. Is the problem done? I'm trying to demonstrate something. Is this the answer?
No.
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 Oh, yeah, we gotta find
Now we got to go. 10 times 8 minus 3. What does that mean?
77.
77. This angle is 77 degrees. Is that my final answer?
No, you just checked it.
No. So 180 minus 77.
It's 103.
It's 103 degrees, and there is our final answer. So, yes. Now, is it right? Is it now? Is it now lunch? It is. Okay. So you're going to go to lunch, and you're going to come back so we can finish the notes and talk about your quiz. To kind of understand the language that describes the picture. It says in triangle ABC, AC is extended through point C to point D. So does everybody see that? Okay. So the reason why I bring that up is sometimes they don't give you a picture for this type of question. Does that make sense? So you have to be able to read that and get it. Now all the angles have been put on there, and it says find the measure of BCA. So let's find that angle. B to C to A, that means it's this angle. So, of course, there's a couple ways that we could look at it. We could say, hey, it's the third angle in the triangle. We could also say that it's, a linear pair with this guy, right? But the problem is we have 2 angles on the inside and 1 angle that's exterior. Does this plus that equal 180?
No.
No, right? If we had star, right? If we had star plus this equals 180. But this is the algebraic application of this exterior angle theorem. That says if I have angle 1 and angle 2 inside the triangle, and then I want angle 3 on the outside, it's angle 1 plus angle 2 equals angle number 3. There's no 180 in this formula. Okay? So we played with it with just numbers, and that's how you actually remember it. But when you're given algebra, you either have to do a system of equations, what? Or you remember the theorem. Okay? So what's our theorem say? It says this plus this equals that guy up there, right? So here we go. 13x minus 11 plus 4x plus 1 equals 18x minus 15. So not only are there variables on both sides, but there's also combining like terms, which means I'm going to do that combining like terms first. Okay? So pausing before you solve, does everybody understand how we made the equation? Okay.
Actually, we just like, actually, no, yeah, I got it.
Okay, so the deal is this. Before I even go any further, this is a typical Regents question. So it's not the things we had on the other page that were having us practice a little bit, like the algebra and this and that. It's this garbage. Just a little bit harder, okay? But it's 2 points and a lot of points, so we don't get stressed out about things. And there's always a way to remember. Okay, so 13x, 4x, 17x. Careful with your integers. Okay, so when I get to something like this where there's more x's on the right, I still take away the smaller amount of x's. But then the trick is saying to yourself, instead of saying that there's 1x left, it's just x, right? 1x is x. Minus 15 equals that positive 10 or negative 10. Very good. I'm glad you guys are not losing your integers. Add 15 to both sides. And therefore, what do we get for x? 5. Good. Are we done? No. So I would probably choose to focus on this, right? The linear pair. So I'm going to go 18. I'm going to plug in 18 times 5 minus 15. So I'm focusing on that linear pair. And I'm going to get that angle. So 18 times 5, that's 2 5s less than 20. It's got to be 90. 90 minus 15. So on the outside is a 75-degree angle. So the measure of angle BCA is 180 minus the 75, which equals 105. So your homework has 5 questions, and I think you gave you 2 of these. Does that make sense? This is the one I really need you to practice, because this is the theorem. I gave you also one with just the theorem and just numbers, so you can remind yourselves how it works. Okay? All right, one more to do. Are everybody cool?
Yes.
Okay, scrolling. Scrolling. Here we go. All right. Last, and I should box in my answer because I'm so proud of it. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, here we go. In triangle RST. Wait, there's no picture?
You have to draw it.
I have to draw the picture. How'd you know it was an isosceles sneak attack?
Because RT and ST are congruent.
Very good. Okay, so 2 things. I need to draw a triangle, and then because I keep reading, I know that it's going to be an isosceles triangle. This is usually how I rock and roll. I do my 2 sides that are congruent. I do my guy here, and now I got to figure out where the letters go. The most important letter is the one at the top. T. Very good. And then it doesn't matter about this. You know, R and S are down at the bottom. Now, this is where I might not try to squish all the crud that's algebraic in my picture. Does that make sense? Do I have enough on my picture to get me going? Yes. Okay. So then they tell me angle R is this, and angle S is this, and angle T is that. They're giving me all 3, which is testing me about drawing a picture. Because only 2 of the angles are congruent, which means there actually are 2 different ways to get the value of X. However, we are going to use the way that's up here. If these 2 sides are congruent, angle R has to be equal to angle S. So that's all I'm going to put down on my paper to keep going. So now I'm going to use this one later, but right now I'm just using these 2. Okay, whatever. 9x plus 2 equals 13x minus 18. So now do we understand the reason why we dropped the parentheses and the degree symbol and all that crap? Just don't even bring it down. Yep, you're going to solve. I've got x's on the wrong side, but that's okay. This is not a Regents question. This is like a drill and practice question. Does that make sense? Because it's asking you to find x, and it's asking you to find all the angles, and it's just from a textbook. It's making you slave. Jerk faces. So I always take away the smaller amount of x's. That's how I do it. Negative numbers are great, but I'm going to try to avoid them because they make more mistakes. Okay. Woo! Whoops. What does x equal? 5. Good. And now I'm literally just going to go 9 times 5 plus 2. And I'm going to do 13 times 5 minus 18. And 17 times 5 plus 1. And I'm just going to evaluate all of those. And those 3 answers should add up to what, my friends? 180. So you guys work on those.